Hi, James Whiffen here for plugineverything.com, and in this video we'll do a quick start guide to Effect Mat. So your download should look something like this. We've got two PDFs. One of them is the Effect Mat guide, which you probably don't want to read, and that's why you're watching this video. The other is the README, where we see the installation directories. So let's get started. The prerequisite for Effect Mat is that the layer has continuous rasterization turned on. So if you're working with some footage, and we can't turn that switch on, we need to right click and replace that with a pre-comp, and then we can use Effect Mat. I'm just going to be using it on some text here, and by default nothing happens, and that's because the mat's bounds default to the entire composition. So I'm going to turn on the visual guide so we can see what's being matted here. So if we click set mat position, these bounds snap to the text. We can individually adjust the points if we want, but we have some other ways of tweaking those. We can expand it, and we can also make this negative, so minus 100% will be absolutely no matting at all. The mat will be so small that nothing appears. We can also have roundness, which is again percentage based, and we also have feathering. So there we see we are matting to the red area. Now this red area does render, so make sure you turn off the visual guide before you render. We also have a transform tab here, and this is super useful for transitioning in and out your text or a layer, because it's percentage based. So if we go position Y, we can drag that to minus 100, and that's perfectly outside. Then you transition it back to 0, it'll be where it was, and then 100 is out of the layer. We also have rotation, but by default the anchor points are set to center and center, so you can't really transition anything in with your anchor point set to that. However, if we did set the anchor point to say top left, then we could transition our layer in using rotation. Anchor point also affects scale, and I'm just going to use uniform scale here. So if we scaled that from 0, we could see that would be scaling from the top left. We'll talk about this mat orientation and lots of other things in the in-depth guide, so if you're interested in those, check that out. But otherwise you should be good to go, and I hope you enjoy using this product.